Good morning. Another week of fair game Laguna. Tom Johnson along with our mayor, Alex Rounaghi. Good morning, Alex. How you doing?
Good morning, Tom. How's it going?
Everything's good. I was
Good.
thinking this morning, we have, I'm sure you're heading off somewhere to do some family Christmas, Christmas dinner, Christmas Eve dinner, whatever. Am I correct on something like that?
Yeah, I'll be home for Christmas this year, but going up for New Year's. So yes, a lot of
Okay.
family on both
Now,
sides.
something dawned on me in the middle of the night last night when I couldn't sleep, and it was, what does the family call you you have aunts and uncles and cousins and maybe grandparents and everything like that. And I'm sure over the years, it started off little Alex and then Alex. Now, do they call you mayor now sitting around the table or what's the deal?
I prefer the honorable. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's always we were joking about that. We had a family Christmas celebration with my dad's side of the family yesterday, and we were joking about that. The what I pointed out though was that my cousin Henry Rounaghi outranks me because he's the homecoming king. So a king is always above a mayor.
That's right. He was named homecoming king up
Yes.
at Laguna Beach High School. Okay, good stuff.
So that makes me look like small
You're
mayor's
small
small
potatoes, yeah.
potatoes compared to the king. So
Sure. You just got, thousands of votes. He got a couple hundred there at school and everything like that, but good stuff. Hey, listen, you go into the new year. You have a new council person, Hallie Jones. Kind of exciting to have Hallie join the council. Why don't you talk for a minute about, what she brings to the table, and maybe what gaps she fills in of need.
yeah, well, I think Hallie brings a lot to the table, and I couldn't be more excited to serve with her. She is a lifelong resident of Laguna Beach, born and raised here, and so she went through the schools. Except I think her last year, she didn't graduate from the high school, but her family has deep roots here. She worked at the Laguna Canyon Foundation as executive director, where she focused on open space acquisition, along with many other things. Now she's at the Crystal Cove Conservancy, and so that sort of was the reason why she could run for city council without having that conflict between being involved with a local nonprofit and being on the council. But what I really like about Hallie is she brings a very rational approach to the discussions, and even when we don't agree with each other, there was a item on the appeal at our last council meeting where she and I had different perspectives. I found her arguments very compelling, and even though I didn't necessarily agree with them, I think having those types of disagreements is how you come to better decisions. So I'm very excited to serve with her. I think she brings expertise on open space. She knows how to run organizations, which is always an important thing for being on council. And then she just has deep roots in the community. So all of that, her rational approach and sense of humor is what will make her a very effective council member, and I'm very excited to work with her over the next year.
That's good stuff. I always think, like you said, it's good to have those differing opinions, not necessarily fighting, but
No,
everybody throwing out where they're coming from and what they're thinking and everything like that. And I think ultimately that kind of gives you a better outcome when you make decisions. So good stuff.
absolutely. And I think also just when we look across the country and the world, people are so sick of our political discourse at all levels of government. So to be able to show that you can have respectful disagreements
Absolutely.
and do it in a very civil and rational, business oriented way is what people are really looking for.
Yep. I think that's great stuff. Listen, one of the things that I know is in addition to being mayor or city council person or whatever, and just being responsible to the city, each of the council people takes on assignments additionally. So
Yep.
whether it's county, whether it's city, on boards, commissions, etc., do those change when you get a new mayor in? Do people get reassigned? And if so, how does that work and when does it work?
Yeah, so typically we do those assignments for both the outside agencies and our internal ad hoc committees, as well as being liaisons to different city boards and commissions. We do that right on the night when the new council is sworn in. So that would have happened at our last meeting. The city manager's recommendation, I think it's a very good one, is to do those reappointments in line with our strategic planning process. So we'll be doing those in January so that we can make sure that we have people positioned in places that align with what our goals are for the next year, especially as it relates to our ad hoc committees. But yeah, so some of the outside agencies will be up for reappointment. I'm hoping Mark Orgill has done a great job on the Vector board, and I was on it for a bit, but then I had a conflict with my work schedule. So Mark has been keeping us all safe from rats and mosquitoes, and so we all owe a debt of gratitude to him and hope that he can stay there. And then we
What a
have,
compliment.
I know. Well, it's funny. The Vector is an interesting one because it's the only board where you have every single city council has a seat there. So you have a board with 32 cities and then the county, so 33 people. So those meetings can be longer than you might think. And then we also have, SACWA, where Bob Whalen's done a really good job serving there. And through his leadership, we've been able to come up with a regional agreement related to South County wastewater. So yeah, those will be up for consideration in January.
Perfect. Now, speaking of commissions and boards and the whole ball of wax, I know the city also has, term limits or terms on those. It might be a good time for people, like if I'm sitting at home and I've said, gosh, I've always wanted to get involved in the city, whether it's the rec department or, another committee or board or whatever. It must be a good time now to take a look at some of those things that might be open.
Absolutely. And applications are open. I don't have the list in front of me of every single board and commission that's open, but I'd encourage residents who are interested to check the website. I think we have seats on design review, the environmental committee, housing and human services. Many of our committees are up for reappointment right now, so now is the time to apply. I always spend a lot of time reaching out to the applicants, to the different boards and commissions to, talk about their interest ahead of the interviews, the public interviews and appointments. But I really do think that our boards and commissions offer a great way for residents to get involved, learn about the city. You have to be careful though, because I started off on the Housing and Human Services Committee, and then now I'm on the city council. So you have to be careful that I'm joking, but it's a great way to get involved, and it can lead to more involvement with the city, including being on city council in the
You gotta know
future.
your
So
limit, right?
exactly.
All right. So it's the day before Christmas when you and I are chatting, Christmas Eve.
Yep.
What does City Hall, what does the city operation look like over the holidays about with what's open and what's closed?
Yes. So city hall will be closed from Christmas through New Year's, and but that will not stop essential services like police and fire from being operational. You can check the city website. We posted the breakdown of the different hours and different services that will be affected, including trash. So I'd encourage residents to check that out.
Cool. And finally, how about a holiday wish from the mayor to the residents?
We all are so lucky to live in Laguna Beach, and I think it's a good reminder to give back to those who are less fortunate. At the same time, we all have to take care of each other, and I'm looking forward to 2025. It'll be a big year, an important year with a lot of issues to discuss, but I feel very optimistic about the future when we're collaborating together and working with our community, our city staff, and fellow council members up on the dais to find solutions to the complex problems. So I'm looking forward to the year ahead, and wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Happy New Year.
Likewise for me, Alex. I'm very joyful for so many different things and everything, but one of the things I'm really looking forward to is, working with you and connecting with you throughout the course of the next year and, bringing updates and things to the residents. So thanks for taking the time.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas and happy holidays to you and your family. Let's have a great 2025, and I look forward to working with you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Tom.